Hi, this is Renee, Blacks and Empire, listening to Bass Island.
And this is Misha from Blacks and Empire, and you're still listening to the same channel.
Hey guys, welcome on Bass Island. So what's up guys, what are you up to? You're in the studio working?
Recovering from the weekend.
Right.
Yeah, we're working a little bit, but also had a nice sleep. So it's like noon already, past noon. So yeah, slow start today.
I see. How's the tour going so far?
Oh, very good. Yeah, reactions have been very nice, and now that the album is out, people actually know a lot of the tracks, so that's pretty good to see the reaction of, all the stuff you've been working on, so that's great.
Yeah, I was in Seville on Saturday, and you have all these people, like, giving you their phones, asking to play tracks from the new album, so, yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know, activity around it. It's good.
That's great, that's great. Well, first of all, you guys, congrats, because From the Shadows is today #1 on Beatport, so congrats to that, it's great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Actually, it wasn't hard to predict, you guys, because the album is really a perfect example of high evolved drum and bass. And so, let's start talking about the album itself. You've gone back 100% to drum and bass, to your style of drum and bass. How come this back to the roots decision?
It wasn't really like a thought-through decision. We always just make the music we feel like making, and we've always loved kind of music, and I don't know, it's probably still the first love we have, or the biggest.
Right. How long do you usually work on a track for?
That depends. Usually we have an idea and then we don't actually finish it. We just sort of keep it and then work on some other ideas. And in a couple of months we have a lot of projects, and then after a while you think, wow, this might be an album, and then we go and finish some stuff. And then it takes another couple of months to finish it. Except for when the collaborations happen and people are here, we do a track in like a couple of days, 3 days or something. Mm-hmm. So those are usually very fast, and that's why you remember those days as very nice, and you actually have a product and you have a track, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And were there other finished tracks that didn't actually make it in the album in the end?
Yeah, we definitely made a selection of the best ones, and we had some more that we might work on later or lose altogether, or you never know. But we wanted to have only drum and bass on this one and just have a strong lineup, and then some things had to be cut.
So you're very picky, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Many tracks on the album feature vocalists, something which you weren't necessarily used to before. So how was tackling this new challenge, let's say?
Well, it was very interesting because it was really new for us, and normally we're in total control because all of us can basically make a whole tune from the drums to the bass to the melodies and stuff like that. But now you're kind of depending on someone else that puts in a musical element, which we can't do. I mean, we can't sing or we can't rap, so it adds this new thing that you kind of lose control of. And on one hand, that's pretty hard, and on the other hand, it's really interesting because it adds this new dynamic to it, and a new way of working, and you have to kind of work with someone again, and
it's more like you're a band, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. More musicians in the room, and you have to compromise sometimes and fight, and then it's cool. Different than the way we normally work.
I see. Well, now talk me through all the fantastic collabs, in fact, of the album. How did these collabs come about?
Well, we have a party called Blackout, which we've been doing for 10 years, and we ask a lot of DJs, producers that we really like to come and play on that party, and then ask them to stay around for a few days and jump into the studio. So most of the collaborations with other producers are just born like that, and then some of those collaborations end up being nothing and just having a good weekend together, and some just work really fast and you have a track done in like 3 days. All the tunes with vocals, those were actually really we asked people to collaborate with us, and some of them came to the studio and we recorded, and the others were just recorded overseas or via the internet. Really, we haven't, for instance, the tune with Inne from Amatorski, we haven't actually met her in person. I just went to a concert and I was amazed by her voice, and then we just wrote her an email if she was willing to participate on our album, and fortunately for us, she was, and it turned out really good.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you guys, say you had to write a review today of your past albums and works. What would you praise and what would you criticize instead?
So we have to review our own album?
Of your own, yes, of your own past albums and works.
Oh.
Tough question.
No, I don't know. It's a bit of a contrast between the last album. So, for some people that may be good, for some people that may be a bit less interesting. For us, it's really a strong statement that it's a return to drum and bass, and we really like the sounds on it. I don't know. It's hard to criticize, really. What can you be critical of?
Well, if you look at our first album, that was, for us, it was really special because it was the first. Yeah. And then the second and the third album, we kind of had the same working routine. So it was a drum bass album, like the first, kind of, but sounding different. And then the fourth and the fifth album was like a total different approach. Lights and Wires, we experimented a lot with different musical genres. So we were really proud when that came out. And with this album again, like, we go back to our roots, but we added working together with vocalists, and it turned this album into something really special again. So I would say for us, the first and the last two albums were the biggest achievements, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know you guys moved your studio to a different location after Lights and Wires. What is your current studio setup?
We moved to this kind of warehouse building. We have a lot more space than we used to because our old studio was like just 20 square meters, and now we have, 70 or something. And we just bought all these new speakers and actually did some sound acoustic improvements. So, just the environment itself just changed. We have a lot of people hanging around. We have to be more social, which sometimes is pretty hard to. We are dungeon people.
So, does being surrounded by other musicians sort of help, or is it distracting sometimes?
A bit of both. It can sometimes help. I mean, you can hear what other people are doing, and then you can think, "Wow, this is really interesting. I want to do something that I like that." Or see people doing stuff you don't like, and then that can be a bit. And of course, people can come by all the time, so it can be distracting that way. But I think overall, it's pretty positive that you have different people around, and you can have you can ask advice from people, and people tell you what they think of your music. So pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of the people here are actually in bands, so there's not too many electronic artists here. So it's a totally different world compared to most of the people around here. They have to carry all their equipment around while we just pack our bag and go to the airport and fly somewhere.
Yeah,
we're all just a one-man project. We can do a whole song with just one person, and while they have to practice in
they have to practice.
They have to actually practice. So, it's fun.
Whereas software-wise, what do you like to use? What programs? What plugins?
Sequencer is Cubase. It has been for the last 8 years.
Oh, yeah, longer?
Yeah, I think so.
I see.
Yeah, a lot of. There's this company called UE, which makes a lot of really nice software synthesizers, like the Diva and the Zeta and the Zebra. Sorry, Zeta is something else. Let's take walk again, right? Also good. A lot of the Foxenga plugins are still really cool. There's just so many. I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's tons.
Everything. I don't know.
And when you guys do collabs, for example with Noisia, you were 6 people all in the studio huddling around the buttons?
No, not really.
No, 4 of us out to the bar and the other 2 make the track.
And, From the Shadows was anticipated about a month ago by an EP of 4 remixes of some of your tunes, reworked by Neonlight, Jade, Telekinesis, and Mindscape. Why the choice of anticipating the album with remixes of other tracks?
Good question.
We're just strange people. We don't follow the rules.
For us, it's just an album teaser. It's just about, getting people's awareness of, there's an album coming. It was a bit strange that it was tracks from the last album, but it was also very nice because at the moment it all came together, and we wanted to do the remixes before, and then give you tracks from the album as a teaser, which is more traditional. But it just worked out this way, and I think it's very, I like it. It's a very good way to do it.
And will some remixes of the tracks on the album follow up?
Hopefully.
That's like a secret.
Haha, secret, I see.
Depends if the remixes are good enough.
Exactly.
Right, good answer, good answer. The scene in Holland is very flourishing. How come, you think?
Well, electronic music has been pretty popular ever since it came about, really. And the thing is, because we as a Dutch nation try to sing in our own language, we never become that popular. It's more all the electronic acts that have like a worldwide following. So it's just more the electronic things out of Holland reach out to the rest of the world. So that's the thing other countries get to hear, while all the bands have like are really focused on Holland itself. And most of the bands are actually more popular in Holland than the electronic acts, but they never really expand outside of the borders. So that's the case, I guess.
I see, I see. Well, and now we have a very special mix from you guys, which is an Italian exclusive here on Bass Island. Talk us through it.
Well, tracks from the album, obviously. Some pieces by audio in there. I just tried to not put everything from the album in there, just have a nice sort of 40-60 mix, sort of teasing into it. So, I don't know, that's what you can expect. The kind of the sound you can hear when we play live, you know? Just up and down and energy, and yeah, I really like it. I hope you enjoy.
Definitely, of course we will. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for having us. Enjoy your sunshine, because it's raining here.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad weather too here, so nah, crap.
You should do better.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye-bye.